Welcome to my new home and headquarters, a great Indiana-built product. In the next 100 days, we will travel to all 92 Indiana counties. Then, we'll do it again and again, searching for ideas about the best ways to rebuild our state and for the homegrown talent to help us do it. Anyone who shares our determination to build a better Indiana is welcome in this RV and at the hundreds of places it will visit. So ladies and gentlemen, start the engine. We have 6 million neighbors now.
Yeah. She has to get back on the air at 55. Are you ready right now?
Where's Adam do?
I don't know. I can't wait for him.
We're rolling on the RV, so I got time. Well, Jeanette, I've never done anything I've enjoyed more. We said we'd make at least one visit to every county in 100 days. We made it in 91. Incidentally, we're rolling south for Scottsburg and New Albany right now on the start of lap 2. But you know, you're just reminded these are things that in the history of that place, but it's just one of the biggest.
What's the perfect weather for tobacco?
This year.
Yeah, this is it, huh?
Well, we just had, we had a good, 20 years ago, you couldn't give this away. They go down through the auction and your, what they call the trash, the lugs, the leaf, and the tip. There's 4 grades. Trash, lugs, red leaf, tips they didn't want. If these brought $1.50, this might bring a quarter. Now, today, it's totally the opposite. This brings $2.07 a pound. That may bring $1.85. Tobacco business isn't what it used to be. There was a time I thought I felt like I made $1 a pound. But I would think today, if I made 35 cents a pound, I would be doing well. And it sure doesn't make as much money as our parrots do.
Wait, parrots? Like the birds?
Yes, parrots like the birds. We were in the feed business, and my wife was selling these folks feed, and one day we went over we delivered some feed to them. And Janet, of course, my wife likes things like that, so she got very interested. And come a time when those folks wanted out of the parrot business, and my wife was there. She wanted them all.
So did she buy, how many pairs did you buy to start with?
20, something like 20.
Yeah, and so have you bred a few more, or did you have to buy the other pairs?
She's bought some.
She's bought those too.
Some other, they're white ones.
What does somebody pay for a parrot at the end of all that? Do you have any idea?
Yes. Oh yeah, she sold them. She sold a big red, what's called a red wing.
Yeah.
Like $1,800, $1,900.
No way.
You know what they are
for a bird?
$3,500.
We're going to lose the bird vote here, but I can't.
$3,500 in a pet store.
How long does it take them to grow from $450 to $1,800 size?
8, 9 months.
Sound like, I mean, how much does it cost to keep them in between? Maybe?
I don't know. You'd have to, I don't know.
Janet's the bird expert here.
Yes,
All right.
That's what you call value added. We better
yeah. I'm very curious. I'm pretty curious. I'm pretty curious about the bird business.
I wish Janet was here. I really wish she was here.
I may have to come back and quiz Janet about the
This she was here.
I always say I like to learn about new ways people make money. This is brand new. Is that where the parrots are?
In that other barn down there, she's got it locked. Barn. You want to see a couple of them?
Come on in here. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Come on in here.
Well, we got a rise out of them.
I can't stand it. Now, I just cannot stand it.
Just remember the $450.
Well, I do. Yeah. There's one of the highest priced ones there is.
Look at the size of that guy.
Then there's...
How about that white one over there?
They call it
I understand.
And then here's one that's this baby, this bird is not very old.
I'm going to look at you, but I'm not getting my finger anywhere near you. I got to admit, this is a pretty looking bird. It looks like you painted that thing.
And you, they're the ugliest little things when they're born you've ever seen.
And how long did it take them to get this big?
I'm gonna say 6 months maybe, that big. And he'll grow bigger. Let's see, that red one is full grown.
So what's he, 9 months, 12 months?
Oh no, that bird's probably 2.5 years old.
Oh.
You know, they live to be 80.
80?
Yeah.
Well, and you're amortizing that money over a little longer than I thought. Good thing the Daniels girls aren't here. I'd probably wind. They're forever taking in.
Well, my wife
See,
is the
he's
same
upset
way.
we're leaving. See? Yeah. Well, now they're pretty.
I'm glad you came.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
I really am.
I enjoyed
Bill,
it.
are they going?
First bee sting of the trip.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, almost got inside. What's the best way to do
How
this?
you want to do it? You want to
Just sit in a circle or something, I guess. Let me see who's who here. What's your name, sir? Devin? Squeeze my hand, Devin. Yeah. That's how you let somebody know you're glad to see them. You're
Derek.
Derek. Hey, Derek, squeeze. Yeah, like that.
He gets to sit closest to you.
Who am I sitting closest to?
Katie.
Katie, how are you? Who are you? Brittany. Hi, Brittany. We got any Megans here? Melissa's? Got a Meredith? Got a Maggie? Those are my girls. That's why I'm asking. What are you guys studying?
In science, for plants.
What do you learn about plants? I forgot a lot.
They eat bugs.
Some, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Well, science is really good to study. You
I
know.
want to dissect a frog.
Well, let's get one. How many want to dissect a frog?
I want to dissect the
I don't think you want to dissect a frog. What's your name? What's your name? Jessica? You don't seem like you're big on the frog idea.
I am.
Yeah? You know what, when you open up a frog, you know, they have a lot of the same insides that we do. I mean, do we? Well, you know, that's how you're going to dissect that frog so you learn what all those things do. You keep studying science because, number one, you can't understand the world if you don't understand how everything works. And you can't study too much science, believe me. I'm glad you guys are doing that. And the other thing is it's changing so fast. Anything I studied or Mr. Callahan studied about science, it doesn't matter what it is, so much more has been learned. You guys are going to be so much smarter and know so much more than we do if you just keep studying your science. So this is good. Now, what about English? If you can read and write really very, very well, you will set yourselves apart. Plus, if you can read very well, then you can learn anything. You can learn science, you can learn social studies. Even if somehow there's something you don't learn while you're in school, you can go learn it for yourself if you can really read.
I know. I got the same colors this year. Just last year I only could read blue and red. This year I get to read blue, red, and pink.
So how'd you learn to be a much better reader? What happened? You
Every
just
color-
practiced?
Yep, I like reading.
You know, when you get better at it, it's even more fun, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
When you know what all the words mean.
I don't know every word I mean.
No,
I
but
know
you will.
lunch.
One day you will.
Do you know what independence means? Yeah. I'm in What does it mean? It's kind of like... I don't know.
Oh, this is important. Okay, Brittany, what is it? Brittany asked Marie, what does independence mean? This is kind of an important question. Who knows?
what it means.
All right, what is it?
It means that respect for your country.
Close, close. If you're dependent, then somebody else is taking care of you and is in charge of you. Kind of the way your parents are now. You're dependent on your parents, but later on when you grow up, you'll be looking out for yourself. You'll be in charge of yourself, right? And then you'll be independent. And you know, one reason it's important is because when our country was started, does anybody know what really got the whole thing started? When we decided we were not going to be dependent on the King of England anymore, they wrote out a big important paper and they called it
The Declaration of Independence.
the Declaration of close, Marie, exactly. Between the Declaration of Independence, exactly, and some very brave people. We should always be grateful. This is back when you asked about George Washington, this is back when he was alive. Very, very brave. They signed a piece of paper that says, we declare, so it was a declaration, we declare that we're going to be our own country now. We're going to be independent. We're going to look after ourselves and be free. Yes?
I have a question.
Yep.
You know when they fought for America?
Yes.
Well, you know how there were black people and they helped too?
Yes.
Well, after that, why did they hate black people if it was a free country and made
Boy, that is a
black
good
people
question.
do stuff?
That is a good question because that was one real flaw. You know, nobody's ever perfect, are they? And we really weren't perfect when we started as a country, and that was the worst thing, was we still, for way too long after that, didn't treat everybody equally, at least in some parts of the country. But I think, you know, it took a long time and some more brave people, but we're much, much better than we were. And, you know, we can never stop working until we make sure everybody gets treated the same, right? I learned something very interesting the other day. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. You guys know what that is?
$1.
Yeah. You see this thing here with the eagle?
Yeah.
Okay, that's called the Great, it says down here, it's the Great Seal of the United States.
Ow.
And it's like a symbol we have. Okay, now if you can look real close, in one claw, what are those things?
Oh, the leaves.
Arrows. Arrows is right. And in this claw, can you see that little plant there?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what that is. That's an olive branch.
Oh.
It stands for peace. What do you think the arrows stand for? If it's not peace, what would it be?
Freedom. War?
So let me tell you what I learned. On this seal, everything stands for something. See those stars in there? There's 13 of them. You know why there's 13?
Because that's the land used to only have 13.
Because we had 13 states when we started. So there's a lot of things of 13. Okay, but here's the most interesting thing to me. This means our country is sometimes at war, like the arrows, sometimes at peace, like the olive.
tree.
Olive, yes. Which way is the eagle looking?
Left.
Toward which? Toward which side? War or peace?
Peace.
Yes. And that means that the U.S. always wants to be, the United States wants to be at peace. We always look to peace. It's just because sometimes, like when the towers were attacked, sometimes we have to fight if we want to stay free. Okay, well, you know what? You guys must have something else to study besides me. All right, I got to ask you guys one favor. Let's go out there and don't say a single word. I don't want to be the cause of disturbing anybody else in the school, okay? So between here and the RV, can everybody be real quiet?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. Let's go. Okay, now we can talk.
How many people signed this?
I can't count them all. All over the state people do it. Maybe we'll let you do it. So you're on the student council, huh? So you got to get elected for that. Did you have to give a speech?
Yes.
Did you? What'd you tell them? What'd you talk about?
I said that I can memorize some of it. I think I ought to be a good representative because I will help the school.
Yeah?
And he said that even though if I don't get picked, I'll show respect to everybody.
Good. That's good. Well, I'm glad you won. I hope I do as well as you did. We've been in every single part of Indiana. Every single part of Indiana, because everybody in Indiana is allowed to vote for governor, so I have to go see people everywhere. Okay, what's that a map of?
Indiana.
Yeah. And you know what? So Scott County's right here, right?
Yeah.
And yesterday, we've been coloring in the counties one by one by one when we go visit them. So what do you think the very first county was we colored in? Scott County right here, the very first. And yesterday we filled in the last one.
Okay.
We got to 92 yesterday. Everybody study hard, okay, and do just what Mr. Callahan says. Oh, I'll shade you. Oh, thank you. You'll be good. I know you will. Cute.
The interviewer is Rita.
Test 1, 2. It's got to look just like that.
I think you remember, Rita, this was the very first stop. We will continue to do this for two reasons. One, we're trying to say that Indiana's comeback has to be about each and every community. Scottsburg's a lot bigger than a lot of the places we've been, and don't laugh, I'm serious about that. The other thing, of course, the biggest thing is every day I am learning so much that if I should be hired by the people of Indiana as their next governor, I feel a responsibility to be as prepared as I can be. I consider myself a business person and someone who thinks the heart of life is on the private side, in families and in businesses and at the Little League and in the church, and that I want to be a governor that makes sure that all those parts of life have a chance to grow and flourish in our state, and that's the way I'm trying to prepare myself now.
Okay.
We got to follow up. I told Joe if his wife could teach one of his parrots to say, "My man Mitch," we'd have to buy it. I got to believe we'd have some fun with it somewhere.
We'll put it at the end of all the commercials.
Yeah.
Like the apple. If you can have the week, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's...
See, they got a bigger bus than we do.
Yeah, that looks nice.
All right, bye.
We might have, we're supposed to have media here.
Barb Allison,
Hey.
South Bend Tribune.
Hey, Barb, how are you?
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to see you too.
The factory workers are going to mostly be coming out between. We were initially told that most would be out by 2, but
How you doing? I'm Mitch Daniel.
Roger.
How you doing, Roger? We're running for governor of Indiana in that fine Damon-built vehicle over there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's close to that ever coming, taking the governor's hand.
Yeah, well, now we'll have to go ahead and win so you can say you did. I'm here to thank everybody who's built my home away from home.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
And they want you to have a cookie.
Yeah, you can have a cookie too.
Have a cookie.
Nice to see y'all. What's your name, sir?
my name's Larry
Hey,
Tressa.
Larry, good to see you.
Been a lot of places.
Every county in the state of Indiana, at least once.
Nice talking to you.
Listen, good to see you guys.
Thanks a
Hope
lot.
things are going good for you. Joe, how are you?
Rodriguez.
Martín? Mucho gusto, señor.
Oh,
Yeah.
igualmente.
¿Cuántos años está en los estados?
10.
10. Ah, bienvenidos. Un buen lugar para trabajar?
Oh, sí.
Yeah, creo que sí. So, Joe, you built this thing for me? I came to thank the people who did.
Probably.
Huh?
We didn't write all over it, though.
You don't mind that we let people do that, do it?
Oh,
I'm out selling Damon products.
sell some more.
Well, I'm trying. What would you consider max capacity at this facility?
Max capacity, what?
About 15 units.
Uh-huh. So you're about 2/3 and
Yeah, probably
Although
about
you-
80%, 75%.
you buy the chassis and then
We buy
this
the
comes,
chassis.
yep,
And then we put all of this on.
yep. You do your own cabinetry? Yep.
I would shake your hand.
I don't care. Mitch, what's your name?
Daryl.
Daryl, nice to see you, Daryl. What's red mean?
Red, this is ready to come out. See how loose it is?
So green's for the body, red is for some sort of a,
Dig anything
yeah.
loose.
I'm out running for governor in one of your products.
I seen that out
It was, you saw it outside, and so we're, just came by to commend and thank people who are building it. We're getting a lot of good use out of it. Your name, sir?
Mike,
Mike, I'm Mitch. It's good to meet you. But,
you're running for governor?
yeah.
What are you going to do, help us out with our taxes or what?
Well, that's part of the plan, yeah. Actually, we got to get more people and more businesses making more money in this state.
That would be nice.
And get more people paying taxes. Everybody's taxes can stay down.
Oh, good luck to you.
Well, all right, listen,
Good luck.
Thomas, nice to meet you. Anyway,
meet you,
just
sir.
wanted to say we think you guys are doing great work here, and we're trying to tell people about it.
Good luck.
Thank you. I think you got a lot of nice folks working for you, John.
Yeah. You're a Republican?
I'm a Republican.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, all right, okay.
Now I know what...
I tell people straight out.
yeah.
you know, I don't particularly. I mean, we're out trying to reach people of all persuasions, but that's who I am.
Oh, okay. I remember seeing this on the news here. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
We have had such a good time in this thing. We just thought we ought to come by and meet the folks
That's
who
why
made
you came by?
Yeah, to meet the folks who made it.
Well, that's very cool.
What part do you do in this whole process?
Inside. I hang all the cabinet doors.
You do? Yeah. Well, you hung them well. We stopped cold, you know, for a few days back when the governor died, out of respect. And I should have been, I felt like I should have been enjoying the rest, but I just kind of restless. And as soon as we got back in this thing, I thought, okay, you know, back to work. So, well, thanks. Why, thank you, Vance. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
What was your name?
Kurt Keim.
Kurt.
Yeah.
Nice to see you,
How's
Kurt.
Chuck doing, Kurt?
Good. Real good. Yeah.
Backup monitor's not working, Kurt.
It isn't?
You don't put those in.
No,
Try to get Kurt.
Well, I hope you make it. I'm a Republican.
Oh, yeah. What's your name?
Even though Joe Kerner's a great friend of mine.
He's a friend of mine, too.
Why didn't you say that?
Be sure to put Damon on there somewhere, so, yeah, just like that.
Well, I gotta go. My son
Okay.
got out of school early today. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Good
Linda.
luck.
Good seeing you. Sherry, nice to see you. Thanks a lot. The answer to that question is I'm a Republican. So don't let it throw you, though.
Okay, I won't.
Well, as long
as you're for us people, that's all that counts.
Listen, I'll tell you
Good
what.
for the people.
I'll tell you what I've told people from the very beginning. I mean, I'm glad to explain to somebody why I'm a Republican, but and I just got done working for George Bush. I should tell you that too, for the last 2.5 years. But I always tell people I don't think there's anything particularly Republican or Democrat about a good paying job, or good education, or quality roads, you know, or a tax bill you can afford. So if I get the chance, I understand I'm going to be governor for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody. That's what that's about, by the way. We're going to places that don't have anything to do, where there aren't very many Republicans. I've been in downtown Gary. I've been in the parts of the, you know, like the rural south of the state. And the whole point of that is I'm trying to go find folks, whoever they are, wherever they are, and say, look, we are in this together.
That's right.
Now that's my point of view. So
We shouldn't be this or that. We should all be together.
especially
That's
the
what we do
fix,
have to-
especially the fix the state is in right now. So
Oh, yes.
anyway, the straight answer. I'm glad to give you a straight answer, but I want you to know that I'm not
Nothing
for.
against Republicans.
Yeah. You know,
For someone who'll keep me working,
That's right.
that will do something for the elderly.
if everybody in the state who wants to work was working, if our kids could find work here and not have to go somewhere else.
That's
well,
right.
I never had any idea of doing this. I'm only doing it for those reasons. So if we get the shot, if we get hired, that's what we're going to work on every day.
That's all that counts.
All right.
right.
You all keep working hard.
Hey, we will.
Okay, we'll see you.
You too.
Thank you. All right.
Is that the guy you were dealing with?
Yeah. For one thing, I've been sort of interested in community health centers for a long time. When I was with Mayor Lugar as a young kid, he built the first several in Indianapolis, which are still operating.
Yes.
You know, we're not a very healthy state, and too often we're patching up problems that could have been avoided and prevented and that sort of thing.
Right.
And in Indiana, everybody knows we don't stack up very well at all. You seeing diabetes incidents up a lot here?
We have our first disease entity is hypertension.
Yeah.
And then diabetes is right behind it. We have about 50 physicians that come in and volunteer their time.
Mitch Daniels is my name.
I know you.
It's nice to see you. Are you a volunteer physician here?
I am.
Yeah.
For many, many years. We have an ophthalmologist and an optometrist that come in
Yeah.
to see patients. They come in once a month.
You're a physician assistant, he says?
And nurse here at the clinic, yeah.
Yeah.
I
In your
help
spare time.
Right.
Every room will have a pain chart.
Right.
And that's just
And in Spanish,
one
too.
in English and one in Spanish, so we can.
Dolor muy fuerte, horrible, Ben.
Yes.
Huh? And that's not a 10, by the way.
Children and family counselor, correct? Yes. So,
Se dice que muchas de las personas que vienen aquí son latinas. Sí.
Sí, yo
Ah.
trabajo con muchas personas latinas que hablan
Sí.
español que no pueden recibir el servicio de otra manera.
Uh-huh. What percentage of the clients or the patients here would you
We have
think are
25%
about 25%?
are Hispanic.
we are not nearly mindful enough in Indiana about the value of preventive health care. We're the 8th most obese state in the country. We're the 5th highest rate of smoking. We are in the top 20 in almost every dangerous disease state, diabetes and hypertension and so forth. And you started by saying that if I were to become governor, I'd have a platform. I would seek to use it to encourage people to take more responsibility for their own health care, and also so that over time we can become a more competitive state. You might have heard me mention to her, I bump into many businesses which are struggling to maintain jobs in this state because it costs more to insure or to pay the health care bills of their workers.
Something's got to break through.
I will have it on this Friday, just to let you know that. So how are you? Mike, right? Yeah,
Right.
Mitch, good to see you.
Nice to meet you finally, Mitch.
Dave then.
Dave Brennan.
Nice to see you, Dave. Sorry to hold you all up. We were visiting some very nice folks running a clinic over in South Bend. And
So you really got a flu shot?
Well, you know what? I gave it back to them. They didn't get a very big allotment. So I said, well, look, I can get mine somewhere else. I was just here to try to remind a few more people to do it.
There you go.
So I chipped it back in.
We got this set up for a ride if you want one.
That'd be great. This is some piece of equipment.
Think that Colonel will run against you?
I don't know. I don't think he wants to at all, but he may. He may get the pressure just may be so strong that he has to do it.
What's our problem here that, 6, 7 years ago we had a surplus of money and now all we hear is...
Yeah. Well, a part of it happened to every state, but some of it was, a big piece of it was self-inflicted here. I mean, they had, even in the good times, when revenue was growing 4% a year, they were growing spending 7% a year. There was a few years where the governments, Indiana, Washington, all of them, they just got these gushers of money. Well, if they spent it, and it didn't all stop just like that, they were in trouble.
Boy, our property tax is about ridiculous around here.
Yeah, I know. Have you got your bill here yet?
No, I haven't.
Have any idea what it's going to be?
Well, what scares me is we're going to be in about 2 of them at one time, and it's been running about $20,000 a year.
Yeah. Well, it's terrible to get it all at one time. Even if the bill didn't go anywhere, that's a bad problem for people. All right, good seeing you. Thanks a lot. All right, I'm going, but nothing we do next is going to be any more fun.